I am the only conscious substance in this creation. Whatever form exists in me. This is called the state of supreme love. This is called compassion. Because now you are not looking at things theoretically. You have now actually seen the truth. You will be able to understand everyone's pain. You will be able to feel others' happiness. You will know that you won't cease to exist even after this body dies. I will be alive. Whatever this body does, everyone will be affected by it. If that effect is negative, then everyone will be unhappy. Who are they who are unhappy? They are me. If something good is happening through this body, then everyone will be happy. And if everyone is happy, who is happy? I am. Through this supreme decision, fill light into the darkness of ignorance and become sorrowless and blessed. You can be happy only when your identification from this body is separated. Until you say that you are this body, how can you be happy? Impossible. This body is prone to all kinds of diseases. You can get infected with any kind of disease at any point of time. You can trip while walking. Anything can happen with this body. There is no limit to what extent something can happen to it. How can you be happy? When you say that you are this body, you are trapped between correct and incorrect. Either you are doing right or wrong through this body, or someone else is doing right or wrong with you. You are trapped. You have a narrow vision, self-centered activities which will clash with all the activities happening around in this world. Imagine the kind of clash that is. If there was only a single clash, it wouldn't be a problem. Self-centered is a point through which you are acting, which is completely different from all the other points. This is called a point of view. You see the life through one point and through which you act. Someone else out there is seeing life through some other point and is acting accordingly. These actions will definitely clash amongst each other. It is inevitable. There will be conflict. There will be stress. There will be problems. So you can't be happy there at all. There are two ways to be happy. One is be happy through some sensation. That sensation which you like, which you prefer. If we give you that sensation, you feel good. This is not a single case. This is everyone's case. This is universal, be it an animal or a human. But the twist here is that the sensation is temporary. It comes and goes. When that sensation occurs, we are happy with that. As soon as that sensation leaves, we become sad. Why are we unhappy? What does sorrow mean? It means that we are eager to have that sensation again. This is what sorrow is. When we get that sensation we want, we are at ease. We are relaxed. For how long? A few seconds? As soon as that sensation disappears, we are not at ease. We again want something, some other sensation. We again want some other good experience. What is the definition of good? Something which I like. Some like mangoes, others like apples. The definition is different for them. Each one of us wants to be happy. No one wants to be sad. Even the person who is committing suicide is doing that because he wasn't happy. He isn't doing it because he wants to be sad. He wants to get rid of sadness. He wasn't happy and he feels that he'll be happy if he commits suicide. Hence the suicide. Whatever we are doing day and night is only for our happiness. But if a wise person observes, he'll catch a flaw in this method. There is a huge flaw in here, because all these sensations which are the cause of your happiness are addictive. What makes you happy today will also be the cause of your sorrow later on. Someone came up and praised you. You felt good. And when someone criticizes, you start feeling bad. If someone behaves amicably with you, you feel happy. And if someone behaves badly, you start feeling sad. And nothing in this world is black or white. It is black and white. Every person has good and bad traits, so nothing is perfect. Everything has its side effects. Whatever medicine you administer, there will be side effects associated with it. And leave medicines, even water has side effects. If your water intake is in excess, it will have side effects. If your water intake is low, that will also have side effects. When you have the exact intake as per your body requirement, then things are okay. But how will that happen? Because when you are thirsty, you don't think about the quantity of water you need to drink. You just drink it. You are not in your senses then. So, when we have a craving for a sensation, we are out of our senses. A person just goes with the flow, but will be sad later on because of that same action, because this feeling is temporary. This temporary feeling is attached to a temporary sensation, or a temporary event, or a temporary situation, or a temporary thought. It occurs and disappears. What is another way to be happy? If this good feeling gets attached to understanding, this is permanent. This doesn't occur and disappear. It doesn't fluctuate because it isn't attached to some sensation, some feelings, some thoughts, some events. It is attached to your existence. What is understanding? I am not something which is attached to some feelings or thoughts. I am that which is unaffected by existence or non-existence of any feeling, thought or sensation. What kind of feeling is this? How will you express it in words? How will it disappear? If you are someone who is dependent on some sensation or a feeling or a thought for being happy, then you'll exist and die. You feel that you exist, but who is having that feeling? You say that you are having that feeling. Who is that you? Is it the body? Body is just an instrument. How will it feel? Is the consciousness inside the body feeling it? So, is that consciousness yours? Is it mine? It is absolutely wrong to say that consciousness is mine. How come is it mine? And if it is mine, who is this me? Can someone question that I am consciousness? No, I am consciousness. It means that anyone, anywhere who is conscious is me if my I is with consciousness. If you can observe its depth, it will be magic. The consciousness which was, is, and will always be. This nature, creations, forms are formed and destroyed. Universe is formed and destroyed. It keeps on changing. Destroyed is a wrong word here. It keeps on changing. It undergoes change all the time. That is the very nature of the universe. That is the very nature of a form. A form can't be changeless. Impossible. A form has to undergo a change. Only formless can be changeless. Understand its depth, that consciousness which was, is, and will be, because that is why it's unique. That is timeless, beyond time. Time can only affect a form. In time, the form can be born and die. But formless is not bothered about time, because neither is it born nor destroyed. Formless isn't born or doesn't die because of the formation of a form. Waves and bubbles are within time. They exist for a short period, some seconds, some minutes, some hours. But water is timeless. Wave was formed of what? Water. Water is formed of what? Air. Let's go down further. What was it made of? Space. Space is within what? Within me. If there is no body to be conscious of space, what do we mean by space? When is space born? Think. Space is actually born when someone looks at the space. Try to understand this keenly. I'm not saying when you look at space it is born. It exists even when you don't see it. Space is there even when you are in deep sleep, because The body exists in space itself. But what does the existence of space mean? When my eyes open, I see space, which means the space exists. When I am in deep sleep, then the existence or non-existence of space is equal because I am not conscious. Now don't connect this I to your body only. Connect it with all the bodies. Now if this feeling happens through this body or the other, or through an animal, or via anywhere else, that feeling is life. That life which can never die, because I can't die. Until there is awareness, the feeling will exist. If one body dies, others are still there, isn't it? So that feeling will exist, is it not? So I am existing. The feeling of my existence exists. My forms are existing. One form is destroyed, but my other forms exist. Stop saying that I am this form. Start saying I am the formless. Until those forms existed, the feeling of my existence existed. Until when does the forms existed? Till the universe existed. Even if this universe got destroyed, it got created again. Forms were again created within it. Two types of forms were created, living and non-living. Living can feel because it is like an instrument. There is a glass-like stone, a material through which you can see. Nothing can be seen in another material which is not glass-like. What is the difference? Both are material after all. Both are forms. So neither did I get destroyed, nor the feeling of my existence. And even if the feeling of existence gets destroyed, I am still existing. This entire universe gets dissolved. What got destroyed? My feeling of existence. What got destroyed with that feeling? Thought. The same thing which happens in deep sleep. Is deep sleep good or bad? What is better than that? Is any other experience better than deep sleep for you? Every morning there is a struggle, not for me, but the entire world. 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. Shift alarm by 20 minutes. I thought I'd wake up in 20 minutes, but got up 2 hours later. Why? Why do we love sleeping so much? What happens in that state? This feeling of existence also doesn't exist there. During the awake time, the feeling of existence happens. Complete software is attached to that feeling of existence, which is called mind. As soon as there is a feeling, something is seen, something is heard. Even if you don't want to, thoughts related to them start instantly. Is it possible that you see something and there are no thoughts related to it? Impossible. As soon as you see a form, a tree, your mind will immediately think of it as a tree. As soon as that happens, all the emotions, feelings related to it will get triggered. The mind will be triggered. The software will be triggered. Actions on the basis of the software will be triggered. There will be reactions on the basis of actions. Getting it? This is all based on what? On the feeling of existence. If there's no feeling, there is nothing of all this. If there is a feeling, everything is there. So whom do we fear? Whom do you fear? Are you afraid of this software getting destroyed? Do you fear what will happen if this software is no more? What is this software giving you which is called mind? The basis on which all the actions and reactions happen. This is all a trap if you observe it closely. What is there in it? Neither can you evade it, nor can you kill it. Neither can it kill you, nor can you kill it. There is no way to kill it. There is a contact with a sound, and your mind doesn't register whose voice it is. That can never happen. Whenever there is a contact with a sound, you will know this is my mother's voice. This is all a mind structure. A person is afraid of whose death? What does he fear? Destruction of the mind? Feeling is not mind. feeling is consciousness. What is the mind? Whatever is attached to that feeling. How does feeling occur? Through our five senses. What we think about it is all mind. Something touched me here. This is not mind. It's a feeling. It happened to a kid, a newborn baby, in which the mind has not yet developed. If we literally talk of a mind which leads to suffering, there is no suffering in a newborn baby's life. There is pain, but no suffering. There is no sorrow. Pain and sorrow are different things. Pain is good for the survival of body. Where there is pain, we come to know of it. Even when we are thirsty. If being thirsty isn't pain, then what is? Through that pain, we know that we need to drink water. If hunger isn't pain, then what is? Through pain, we find a cure to that pain. So, there is no thought in a newborn baby, which means that there is feeling. If you touch him with love, he'll know it, but he won't think about that at all. The process of thinking is mind. So, are you afraid of the destruction of the mind? Death means what? A man fears death, isn't it? Whose death does he fear? What will die? If this body doesn't exist, then what won't exist? Memories in this body won't exist for sure. People talk about previous lives. What were you before this life? You'll say that you don't remember. There are billions of people in this world, and 99.99999% people do not remember that. But I've read stories about those 0.0000001% people, they do remember. What does your experience say? Even if we consider that there was a body previously, but the memory is erased, isn't it? Did it affect anything? Nothing. Are you afraid of that? When this body doesn't exist, what won't exist? Memory won't exist. Whatever memories are related to this body will be entirely erased. Let it get erased. Memory itself is the root of all the problems. What else disappears? This body disappears. What is attached to this body of yours? The feeling of existence. Is that feeling yours? Ask yourself. When consciousness contacts something through this body, say there's a touch, there's a feeling. Is that feeling yours? How is it yours? Did you buy it from the market? It is not yours. It is this creation's feeling, this nature's feeling, right? It is of consciousness. That consciousness which isn't yours, that which is you. There is a huge difference between both. Whenever you say mine, there are two of them, I and mine, I and you. I am talking about the I where there is no possibility of I and you, only I. This is called absolute freedom, absolute liberation. Meaning, now if the feeling exists or doesn't exist, how does it matter? That feeling which is attached to this body exists or doesn't. How does it matter? This is liberation. Now whatever is happening with you, be it good or bad, how does it matter? You are free at all three places. Understand three places? One is I am, like it happens in deep sleep. There is no problem at all. Only happiness, only bliss. One is where there is only the feeling of self's existence. You open your eyes and see. You're listening to something, but not putting effort to understand it. This is your feeling of existence. Third stage is when there is some feeling. Lots of thoughts get triggered due to it. You start doing right or wrong because of the triggering of those thoughts. Right or wrong results follow them. Success, failure happens. Correct or incorrect things start happening with our life. So either you are this or that. How does it matter? This is what being happy is. No one can take that happiness away from you. This is absolute happiness because what is it connected to? To your wisdom. How will you change this wisdom? Try it out. Today, you have understood that this earth is not flat. It is spherical. Try to change this understanding. Is there a way to change it? Until someone sees and proves that this earth isn't spherical, it is square. Until then, this earth will be spherical. When you observe the truth from each and every angle possible, you realize that all the paths lead to the same center. You understood it. Now you are trying to doubt it, deny it, and do everything to refute it. But you are unable to do that. This is called absolute understanding. You are trying to challenge this understanding of yours, trying to change this understanding. But there is no probability of that to happen. This understanding is such that if it is crystal clear for once, there is no space for sorrow at all. Meaning that there is a problem at the level of thoughts. There is no problem at the level of understanding. So, at one end you will be sad, fighting, scuffling, and God knows what else. But you will be completely peaceful at the other end. At one end, your body will be in pain, while on the other end, you will be blissful. And that bliss isn't coming and leaving, because that bliss isn't attached to pain or pleasure of your body. The body is in pain, so I am sad. I won't sit and enjoy pain. At the level of pain, I am sad and looking for a cure. I am thirsty, hence I am sad. Now I am searching for water. I am doing whatever possible for water, digging wells and so on. So there was sorrow and it was followed by happiness. Thirst is sorrow. Water is happiness. This cycle is continuous, but I am not happy or sad because of this continuous cycle. My happiness is attached to what? That which is independent of the cycle. That which I am actually. There is no change there. Understanding doesn't change. This is called a stable understanding. This is what is called being happy. There is no way to be happy in this world without it. This is the only way to be happy. Happiness which is free from everything. Happiness which is free from thought, which is not dependent upon thought. If this world wants to be happy, they want a thought. Through this supreme decision, fill light into the darkness of ignorance and become sorrowless and blessed. He doesn't say be painless. The pain will come and leave. Sorrow will neither come nor go. You won't be sorrowful. Be blessed. Whom does ASHTAVAKRA Ji say this to? He hasn't told this to King Janak. He is speaking to you. He is telling this to every person who is ready to listen to the truth. Fill light into the darkness of ignorance and become sorrowless and blessed.